All right, looks like we are live. Welcome in everybody to another Training Tuesday. Very happy to have all of you with me today. So each and every week we conduct these live sessions. They're Training Tuesdays, and we like to take a topic and digest it a little bit further. And I always kind of compound these ideas based off of the conversations that I have in the onboarding call because this gives me a really good idea of what people onboarding into ClickFunnels are looking to achieve. And as we were going through the presentation yesterday and just discussing basic funnel building, someone brought up the idea of a header and a footer, and they wanted to ingest it not only in some of their funnels that obviously are not so streamlined, but they wanted to be able to redirect to their storefront and just their overall website. They really just wanted to create an entire brand online, have that identity, and create some sort of header and footer to some of their pages. So we walked through universal blocks a little bit, and we discussed the benefits and the features of those. But those aren't recorded, and they're not really easily distributed. So what I figured I'd do is just kind of rehash that conversation that I had with some of those folks because this is going to be recorded. It's going to go on our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook, et cetera, et cetera. So this is going to be a great place to revisit and understand universal blocks if you have any questions on them. Now, I also want to reference we will not be doing training next Tuesday because I have the privilege of heading to the Georgia offices to be able to walk with some of the affiliates and understand what they do and just join them on their podcasts that we're going to be recording. So, a ton of awesome content coming out from our affiliate end. But next Tuesday, we will not be doing a training Tuesday again because I'll be out of town at the Georgia offices at headquarters and really excited to take advantage of that. All right, with that being said, let's talk about universal blocks. So, exactly what are they? Essentially, they are sections that you can create and you can re add them very easily to any funnel pages, website pages, store pages, whatever you want. Typically, these are things that have recurring information. Like I just mentioned, a header and a footer for navigation is a really good opportunity for a universal block. But things like, a testimonial row is an excellent universal block because you can just ingest that anywhere into your funnels or web pages and it fortifies trust. Another one, right, is like an urgency or promo banner. So maybe you're running a discount on the funnel and you want to put that at the top in red. That way it kind of alerts people and they're notified of that. So, a lot of opportunities for universal blocks. And now, what I want to do is jump into ClickFunnels, show you how to add a universal block, show you how to save a section as a universal block, and just play around with it and show you the capabilities overall. So, let's go ahead and jump in here. All right, here we go. And so I'm in this workspace. And the first thing I want to do is just head over to my funnels. All right. And you know what? Let's just go into any of these funnels here. And I'll edit this first opt-in page here. All right, so here we have the opt-in page of this funnel. And of course, it's got all of the structure here. It's got your sections, your rows, your elements, so on and so forth. At the top, we also have an entire section with a logo and a phone number. If I scroll down, I can see I do have a footer as well. But do you see how it's still a green section? That's telling me that this is just a standard section. There's no rules to it or there's no affiliation to it. So let me go ahead and just add a section. And with this pop out, we can see all of the different categories we can create sections of, right? So we have stacks, we have a header, we have a footer, subheaders, right? So there's a lot going on here. Testimonials, like I was saying. But I also want to redirect your attention here. You can see that universal is a section as well. And if I tap on that, it is going to give me some awesome preset universal blocks that I can drop in immediately, right? So I can see there's several footers. And if I scroll down, Right, you can see like a powered by ClickFunnels. I can see a header here. You know what? Let's just go ahead and select this. So I'll tap on it and you can see it's added immediately into the funnel. And if I highlight over it, you can see that it's a purple section and that comes up as a universal block. Now, if I pop back up here, again, it's the green section. So what is the difference here? Well, the universal block, if I change this, if I make any edits to this, it is going to change everywhere that I have this specific block. So if I have it on other funnels, other web pages, maybe I have it in my store, this will change every single place I have this block, to where if I make an edit here at this top section and I have this section in other funnels, it's not going to change that. So that's kind of the main difference there between just your standard section and a universal block. You make a change on a section, it only changes that. Universal block changes everywhere. So I just want to make sure everyone very clearly understands that. Now, let me go ahead and just remove this. And let's say that we actually wanted to save this header as a universal block. So, right. So let's go in here and let's just change out the number. So let's just say that's our phone number. And now I'm going to come up to this little floppy disk icon. If I tap on that, I can see that I can give it a name. So let's just call it universal header example. And then if I check mark it to make it a universal section, I can also give it a description. And let's go ahead and save that. And now you can see that it's changed to purple and it is now a universal block. So pretty cool, pretty easy to make a universal block and customize it. Now let's go actually edit it. So if I see here, I got the logo, I got the number. You know what? Before I edit it, let's come to the thank you page. Because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drop this universal block on the thank you page. And that way we'll be able to actually see it update. So if I come up to universal here, I'll go ahead and just type in example because I know I named it that. We'll go ahead and click it. And then I'm actually just going to move this guy up to the top. All right, perfect. So now I have the same exact universal header on both pages. So if I come in here, I'll edit the block. And you know what? Let's just change out the logo. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use this here, change it to the Workout With Me logo. Now I can see it there. And if I save this universal block, right, like I was just mentioning, I'm going to swing back to this page. And now we can see it updated on this page as well. So again, universal blocks are just really crucial, especially if you have a section that you need to add to multiple pages of your shop, your funnels, or your web pages. So now I just want to go over some examples of what people use universal blocks for. The first one is a guarantee block. So you may have seen the sections that says like, you know, you're guaranteed money back if you're not satisfied with your purchase. And maybe you add that to a purchase confirmation page, an order page, whatever it may be. But you have, of course, several funnels and you're probably going to create more and more. And so if you want to create that into a universal block and just add it everywhere, of course, you can do that. I mentioned at the top as well, a testimonial row is crucial if you're trying to fortify trust with your prospective customers. So if they come and they see that other people rely on you and trust you and they've given you a review, you can add that row into a universal block and then, of course, add that into several different funnels. A disclaimer or a legal text, that is really important for universal blocks as well. Just to make sure that on every single page that you have, you can always get to the legal spot. I also mentioned at the top the urgency or promo banner. So maybe you're running a sale, right? That's 20% off on every single thing in your shop. You can go ahead and add that to the top so to alert everyone. You also have FAQ sections. So maybe your offer has a little bit of complication in it, right? Maybe they have to jump through some hoops and you have to explain that. Well, adding an FAQ section will be able to clearly display that throughout every single web page. And then the last example that I thought of was bonuses, right? So you're thinking of a bonus, someone makes a purchase, they get to an order confirmation page, and you can use some sort of universal block as a bonus as well. So just some examples that I wanted to talk through because everyone immediately thinks, yeah, universal blocks. Okay, I got my header, my footer, but that's it, right? And there are truly so many other examples that you can utilize with. So, with that being said, that's everything about universal blocks that I wanted to discuss today. So, if you guys have anything you want to learn, I would encourage you to leave a comment here, or if you're watching the replay of this, go ahead and leave a comment down below and let us know what you guys want to learn, because each and every week we want to cater these trainings to what the customers want to learn. So, of course, please leave us a comment and we are happy to do so. A quick reminder as well, I will not be conducting this next Tuesday, like I mentioned at the top, because I have the excitement to go to Georgia and host several of our affiliates. So really exciting. Next Tuesday, we won't be doing it, but we'll be back the following week after that to teach you again on another topic in ClickFunnels. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for joining, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Take care, and thanks again.